Okay, December the 18th, Sunday, and I've gotten into doing some of this Bulwark stuff. I noticed a couple of things happened. You can see here, this is not quite right. This is the second one I put on. And I think I just got overconfident. Because this one here, the first one I put on, I glued it here and maybe to these two and let it go off. Let that set up and then started bending it around. Then with this one, I just, it had gone so well on the first one, I just decided, okay, I'm just going to do it all at once. And I glued it up all the way to here in one go. And that was a mistake. You can see right in here, I never really got it close to the in as far as it should be. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I can sand off the outside and maybe just fill that crack. I don't know. I don't want to tear the whole thing off. So that's one thing. If anyone's doing this, which I doubt. So for today, I got a fire going, and I'm just going to keep going with these little things. Try and get them all done. And the problem with them is, of course, that the timbers are basically square to the keel line, but the bulwark is on an angle. So technically, these things should be shaved off one edge. I might do that. I don't know. I'm using softwood here. Might not be that hard to sand some down. Anyway, more later. Tuesday, December 20th. Starting one of my least favorite activities. Paint. I decided to do this with a brush. I don't know, I might regret that. Made a little stand for the thing to sit on, upside down. And while I'm working on this paint takes like a full day to dry, so it's going to be slow going. I suppose I could spray paint it now that I've got this stand. Maybe I'll get a couple more coats on. Could expose some of this rough, the bulwark. And while I'm doing that, I've decided to start work on some of the metal. These here are the blanks for the rigging, the stays, chain stays, or whatever you want to call them. So they're all going to be drilled out like that. At the top, this is where the turnbuckle will go. This will be on the hull, and I'm just going to cut down these. These will represent bolts, of course, on the finished model, these pinheads. They all get painted black. After these are done, there's the rings that go on the mast and basically there's going to be a ring for the spar there, a ring at the top and a ring part way down where the second stay goes. This one's only got one ring on it, so there's quite a bit of metal work to do there. Yeah. Okay, so Saturday, September 24th, and for the last 38 hours we had incredible storm here. Wind, torrential rain. Luckily we didn't get all snow. We would have been buried. So it's gotten cold today and it's time for a fire and look at this again. And what I've done is several coats of this white, and you can see that's the joint between the hull and the bulwark. And some spots that need more putty here. Let's see, what else have I done? I've gotten these all done. These are the anchors for the rigging, and I've got this done. This goes on the stem. This is what Jason calls this the stem iron. It's brass. This is copper, silver soldered. These are all copper. So what I'm going to do now, I guess, is we'll do some more sanding on this white and some more filler, those little blemishes, and then when another coat of white, it's finally, and sand that, then start on all these holes. I can't really finish painting until the holes are in place, so that's the thing I've been trying to avoid. That's not gonna be a lot of fun. I've done some painting around the inside. But it needs more. Yeah, this whole thing needs work. There's some of these that are still a little bit too tall. And then there's, after the holes are in, there's a piece that goes in here, which is the in wheel. That's supposed to be let in to the framing. But I'm going to cheat as usual. Use some of this really thin teak stuff I have and just glue that along the top like that. And then there will be the top rail, which I'm going to use. Let's see here, see if I can get a piece of this out. Yeah, the top rail will go over like that, and that'll be flush with the in whale, and that'll give me a little bit of an overhang on the outside, which is what's needed. At the end here, I don't know what I'm going to do. I won't be able to bend this around that. May try and use a piece of plywood. I don't know for that. And then, fortunately, as far as the line that's visible in some places here, I'm not going to sand that all down because there's a rub strip, or it goes along there. I think what I'll do there is I'll use a piece of flat stock and put this on top of the flat stock. And that'll break that up, so I'm hoping that that won't really be visible. I'm not really interested in, well, I should sand that down so it's flush. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get really ambitious. This side's not too bad, really. The other side is worse. Let's see, back to this side. Yeah, right in here. It's pretty bad. One option would be to ferret out with some filler. Not sure what I'll do about all that. But I think what I've got to do first is get one more coat of white on this, start on the holes, and continue working on the metal, make the rings for the mast. And then when the hull's done, it's going to be on to more deck furniture, or whatever you want to call, building. The doghouse, and there's a hatch that goes up in the front. So that's where it is today, and I'll have more later. Sunday, the 25th. And it's even colder today than it was yesterday. I have a pretty good sized fire going in there, and it's struggling to warm this place up. So I gave it all another coat of white yesterday. Let's see. Seems like every time I look at this thing, I find some new flaw. So I guess at some point I'll just have to say it's done and accept whatever flaws are there. Yesterday I started trying to do the Mast hardware. So I made the circular piece out of copper and silver soldered that one ear on. I turned it around and went to silver solder on the other side, and I heated everything up so much that this ear fell off, so I had to resolder it. So today I'll try that once more, and if that doesn't work this time, I'm just going to soft solder the ears on, and with the soft solder it doesn't get hot enough to melt the silver solder. So that's going to be my approach today. I don't know how the hell Payson did it. I guess if you have a resistance soldering system, it would be, possible. But that's how they do those brass locomotives, those fine models with resistance soldering. Anyway, that's it for today.